Hello guys, we're TZK and today we're talking about the explosive situation modifier for Lottery, the new one that's came up in season 4, and just some tips and tricks for how to deal with it. Now in case you don't know what this modifier is, it basically makes all the bloats, crawlers and gorefast explode on death. It's pretty much like Floor 2 Endless's boom modifier, except it's only a select amount of zeds that will explode, but it is still very lethal in multiplayer. And so with the help of a couple of my viewers like Conrad Turtle and also a bit of testing in my own free time, I've managed to find a pretty decent guide. And one of my biggest tips is using cold weapons like the cold LF85. This is the build I use. You can use any mods you want, but make sure to have a cold fusion converter. Now as it is a tier 4 medic gun, it can be a bit expensive. Sometimes you do get the mutation early on wave 2, so alternatively you can use the M14 with cold ammo if your perk doesn't have a discount skill like Gunslinger or Commando. And with it being a tier 2, it's also cheaper and easier to get rather than a tier 4 medic gun. But if you ask me, I still prefer the LF85. And with cold ammo, you basically freeze zeds in place, preventing them from exploding. If you don't overshoot and kill them, they won't explode, which is good for getting around or keeping a safe distance away from them. I found if you actually shoot the zed once in the head and leave it wandering around headless, it won't actually explode. So make sure to leave as many zeds as you can headless. Do not kill them, just leave them wandering around without a head. It is a lot easier on gorefast and bloats, I found, but crawlers tend to be a bit tricky because their hitboxes are super tiny and they have like quite low health. Also, I found if you're a sharpshooter, having the ice grenades are also really useful for this mutation, or the gravity grenades for Gunslinger. It pulled all the zeds into one area. Good for getting them away from you. Also having abilities for the gadget for sharpshooter like freezing zeds in place is really good. Just anything that can freeze or slow down the explosive zeds for this mutation are a must have. In terms of tools, I would definitely recommend the pulse lures to get the zeds away from you so you can pick them off safely. In multiplayer it is a little bit trickier as you are mostly with randoms. You can easily down teammates by shooting the explosive zeds nearby them. I've done it by accident a few times, sorry rage critters, but it is good for trolling your friends, like having a bit of a laugh. But with randoms it can be a bit annoying, so if you are in multiplayer, make sure you bring a medic pistol as they will deal a lot of damage, so you will need to do a lot of healing if you don't have a medic on your team. And this is where I would recommend the LF85 because you can do both healing and also deal cold damage. And also the LF85 is the only weapon that can infinitely recharge the syringes by just shooting the regular fire mode. But yeah, I found sometimes this mutation, sometimes you get it early, sometimes you get it late, so if you do end up getting it early and you can't afford the LF85, the M14 with cold ammo is the best option. Whereas if you can afford the LF85 and you're in multiplayer, definitely use it, it will help your team. But yeah, overall I think they really need to nerf the blast radius ever so slightly. I feel like sometimes I get hit from like miles away where it should have been a safe distance from. I do find the blast radius on some of the Zeds a little bit annoying. They do deal slightly too much damage in my opinion, but again I also like the difficulty factor of it with them dealing so much damage. But yeah, let me know what you think down below. Don't feel like subscribing, all that stuff. If you have any more tips and tricks, do leave them below, and yeah, I'll see you all next time.